Good evening, gladiators. We who are about to play salute you. Hey everybody, and we're talking a soft voice tonight because it's late at night and my son is asleep and I don't want to wake him. I haven't done one of these games Gladiator videos in quite a while at night because I always keep waking up Isaac when when I start doing them. But let's hope it all goes well tonight and I can get a video out. Tonight we're playing Dead Cells from Motion Twin, and this is a Castlevania style game that was hugely popular last year. It came out in August last year and it sold something like 800,000 copies already. I've played it once a day or two ago just to check it out, but this is pretty much going to be a pretty clean run for me. I have not much experience in the game at all, but I've heard great things about it, so I'm looking forward to getting into a little bit of depth tonight with it. So without any further ado, let's check out Dead Cells. Right, here we are at the title screen, and you've got that classic Castlevania looking structure right in the distance with the tall towers and bridges and, you know, ridiculous architecture that could not be built other than by magic. But what I really love about this title screen is all the subtle effects, like the birds far off in the distance and the sun rays and you know, the boats sort of slowly rocking. It's just got a wonderful feeling to it, a feeling of mystery and curiosity, really. It says here you should play with a controller, but we don't have one available today, so we're going to use the mouse and keyboard. We're going to do normal mode, new game, and here we go. As the game begins, you play this bunch of cells, literally dead cells, that bring a dead prisoner to life, like so. And you can move around left and right and jump and so on. And each time you play the game, you inhabit a new prisoner, which is kind of cool. So we'll jump up. We'll kind of skip all that. That just sort of tells you a bit about the backstory, but we're not really going to go through that. It's quite an impressive collection of gear here. One of the cool things with this game is, as I mentioned, every time you play the game, you get a different randomly generated dungeon, which is quite amazing. We're going to skip the dialogue just because I don't really need to read it for the purposes of this video. So you can only have the bow or the shield at the moment as my offhand weapon, but we'll have the we'll take the shield for now. There is tons and tons of loot in this game. It really is. And I've only just played, you know, I played maybe 5 or 10 minutes of it, and even then I was finding a couple of cool things. Whoa, that was a long fall. Some really beautiful particle effects and lighting in this game. It's impressively made, that's for sure. You can see the character has quite a fluent motion to him, and what I believe they've done is they've used the 3D model and animated it and then done this kind of nice pixel filter on it, so it's almost like rotoscoping, but not quite. But it looks like pixel art, but it's not, and it's a technique that I haven't really seen in recent games. I know back in the Prince of Persia days they used rotoscoping over drawings, but they actually rendered out a 3D model and then turned it into pixel art for the purpose of this game. It's really impressive. So now I've got a drumstick. It's always good to get some food into you in a game like this. Enemies will parry and dodge you and so on, much like you know, more complicated games like a Dark Souls and so on. I have heard this described as a Dark Souls style rogue like. There's so many names for games like this, but we can block that shield, I think. Oh no, we can't. And part of defeating these enemies, much like Dark Souls or something, is knowing the enemy's patterns and movements. There are tons of upgrades and items you can get, and gold, huge sapphire, we can pick that up. I'd like to, but I gotta defeat this guy. He's using his shield against me. Oh, he knocked me right down. I don't need that. Now I'm not sure how to actually get past that. Okay, so he gets stunned. So it's a little bit more tactical than your average platformer. I'd love to get that item. There we go. We're going to dodge the rest of him because he's a bit tough for us. If you've played Dead Cells before, you probably know exactly how to beat him. But as I said, I played this for a few minutes the other day, but I haven't really given it much of a go. Alright, so do you have enough money for the shop? No, but you can see these weapons here, like the twin daggers that puts a critical hit on the third consecutive strike, or the nutcracker that stuns targets who have more than 75% health. So there's heaps and heaps of role-playing game style loot, classic sort of Diablo loot, which is so addictive in this kind of game, you know. And every level is, you know, procedurally generated from prefabricated bits. So we're going to go down here. Here's some more boss monsters. Not a boss monster, but a bit more tough, glowing guy. This sort of spam buttons that I'm doing, oh, a blueprint for a special weapon, is not going to work on tougher opponents. I can already see that because that guy with the shield was too tough for me. Ooh, giant treasure chest. Let's check that out. I love all the zooming effects and just the way the light moves and everything. It's a beautiful looking game. I have friends that have played this and told me that it's a great game, but it's very grindy, and often when you die, you know, you lose your loot and stuff like that, and so it can feel very frustrating to, you know, feel like you made a lot of progress only to have it sort of, you know, cancelled out from one mistake, because it is a very tough game apparently. Okay, we need a key or something for that. We can't get up there. We have to go back. What's that? Scroll of power. Alright, so we're going to be brutality, tactics, or survival. Well, we've got a red sword at the moment. We'll use the brutality, sure. I'm guessing purple is magic. Ah, dead. Disappointing. So where does that take us back to? So now we start a new prisoner, but right back at the beginning, and so I can sort of see how that could be grindy. Back to life now. I really like these potion, these giant sort of glass vials. Can you smash them up? You can't, but I like how they move. The physics sort of movements behind them is really nice. So we're back with our sword, unfortunately, and we can take the shield, but... So there's like a boss monster door there, I guess. And already the dungeon is different from the last time we visited. Ah, cool, I was able to reflect that guy's attack. So you can see there is just tons and tons of strategy to this game, which is really unusual for a platformer style game. Interestingly enough, these guys, Motion Twin, started off in the Flash game scene, much like me. They were making Flash games back in the early 2000s and had a lot of success with it. And obviously went on to make this amazing game and, you know, have the rest is history, because they've sold 800,000 copies at, you know, $40, $50 a copy. You do the math. It's available on Switch and Xbox and PlayStation and, you know, PC, and coming to mobile, I believe. I could be wrong, but I remember reading that the other day and I thought, wow, that'd be kind of crazy. I don't know if I want to play it on mobile. I think you really want to have a controller or something for it. I find platform games on mobile just to be a little, you know, not ideal. So, for the more technically minded among you, this game was made using a framework called, I think, Heaps. It was part of this language called Haxe, H-A-X-E, or Axe, or whatever you want to call it. But what it actually is it's very similar to Flash. It uses a language quite similar to Flash, but it ports to all these different platforms. So many Flash developers, that, you know, some have gone to Unity and some have given up, left the industry and so on, but some of them went off to become Haxe developers. And this is, you know, the best looking game I've ever seen in Haxe by far, but it just shows you how powerful the Haxe programming language is. So if you are watching this and you ever used to make Flash games and you're looking for a a new game engine to try, I would check out Hacks, and I think they use the framework Heaps, but they might have used another one. Could be getting my games confused, but you can find it on the internet anyway. So we're low on health. You can see the red sort of frame around us, which is kind of letting me know I'm about to die. It's a very cool game. I wouldn't mind getting this on the Switch actually, because I feel like I would play this, and you know, I wouldn't mind getting good at it. But I want to read a little bit more about it, because I do love games like this, but the grind can be a bit of a problem if you know, going back and having to create a character from the beginning, you know, which is basically the roguelike thing. But in a game like this, it could be a little annoying. I like my characters getting more powerful and everything, but I get frustrated when they die. I'm just not that good at games, you know what I mean? And my characters die a lot. I mean, you guys have seen me play, right? You know how bad I am at these games. All right, the door's been opened. That's awesome. We trigger the platform so we can go down. Bats fly off. Here's a portal, so we can teleport if we need to. Everything just has lovely little camera shakes and particle effects and glows and so on. And I'm making a platform game at the moment called Spartacus. But you know, there's no way I could compete with something like this. This is just insanely polished and good. So, you know, I have to make my game unique in its own way. It's always tough as a game developer, because you do find that it can be very challenging when you're making a game and someone else is making a game, and their game just looks way better than yours. It can be really, you know, it can make you want to give up sometimes, but you should never give up, because your game will have something that theirs won't. You know what I mean? There's always a point of difference, and you should always stay true to your own visions and learn from games like this, but don't feel like you have to make the exact same game, or that theirs is, you know, infinitely going to be better than yours. So that was a little note, a little bit of a story. Hey, lots of gold. Some books we can read. I like the little RPG elements are quite nice. We leveled up, but we've only got 9 health left, which is a bit disappointing, because it means I'm going to die very soon. So we've been down here, haven't we? Tickle. You can tickle the dead cells. All right, back up. Let's go back. Teleport around the maze a little bit. Where haven't we been? Let's go back to there. It's a very fast-paced game for a Metroidvania. It's actually, you know, a real speed to it. Whoa. Oh, dead. All right, well, that's it for now, I think. Pretty cool game. I really enjoyed that. I'd heard a lot of good things about Dead Cells, and it definitely, for me, lives up to the hype. And I look forward to getting it on Switch, I think, because I have it on PC now, but I don't play the PC that much. PC's for work, and the Switch is for fun. So I think I will be getting this game. It's awesome. Yeah. It's definitely one of the best examples of a Metroidvania style game that I've ever seen, and yeah, so impressed that only 2, you know, this is made by a couple of guys in Hacks, you know. Anyway, that's it for tonight. I'll be back with another Games Gladiator video real soon, so enjoy your weekend, my friends, and bye for now.